Hi, Shraddha. Good evening.
Evening.
Awesome. Good.
Good evening.
Hi. How are you, sir?
All good, sir.
Fantastic. Good to see you, sir.
Good evening.
Nice. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Hi, Bina. Welcome.
How are you, sir?
Alive and good. All well. Hi, Kajal. How are things? Okay.
You know,
Fantastic.
you know
Yeah, yeah.
everything. Things are getting critical day by day.
It is.
But,
Yeah, it is. It is
you,
what it is.
yeah. But there's lot of peace. There's lot of love. There's lot of care. There's lot of forgiveness. This journey, this much period of time is given for that. Hours and hours, Yuvraj sir. He keeps his head in my lap and I can go doing without even realizing how many hours it's passed. And there's no feeling in
It's a
my
big
body.
closure. It's a big closure.
Very
Big closure.
big. And where उसकी बहनें आई हैं उससे मिलने, उसकी भाई की वाइफ, ये सब लोग, they want to see him before things get closed. And मुझे इस पढ़ाई ने, युवराज सर, मुझे आपके प्यार ने जहां पहुंचाया है ना, उसके लिए मेरे पास शब्द नहीं है। मैं चाहूं भी तो मैं नहीं बोल सकती। आपको समझना पड़ेगा मैंने क्या पाया।
It's fine. Don't breathe. Okay. So, yeah, Hina, let's see you on the system. Bina, switch it on. Yeah, because it feels very sterile to talk to black boxes. So, hi, Salaf.
Hello, good evening. Hi.
Hi, good evening. Okay. All right. Awesome. Maha, are you there? Lynette, nice. Okay, good. So many familiar names, and I think, yeah, most of you I know in some context or the other. Welcome to this orientation for this program that we're doing about hidden colors, which is from Saturday onwards. Now, is there anybody here who has never attended a retreat before? Like this is your first time ever that you're attending a program of this nature? Anybody here in that category?
That would be me.
Me also.
Swapna,
Me
Lynette.
as
Me
well.
also.
Okay. All right. Great. So essentially, for for the people who are coming into this for the very first time, and of course for the rest of you who have been with me in other programs before or other retreats before, essentially, why do we do these things? What is the objective here? Eventually, whether you study, you meditate, you do a therapy, you do a course, or you attend a retreat, the eventual end aim is to heal. Now, the $1 million question that keeps coming up is, sir, how much do we heal? And honestly, the answer to that is infinity. Why? Because the very term heal means becoming complete once again. That's the origin of this word. The origin of this word comes from the Greek language hail, and in that original context, healing means becoming complete once again. Now, obviously, what does that presuppose? That once upon a time we were complete, and then things happened, many things happened through time, space, etc. And when we no longer feel complete is when the drama of life starts. So everything that bothers you, harasses you, depresses you, upsets you, tickles you, makes you feel ruffled, either physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, is obviously because something is missing in the system. And there are a variety of different ways in which you can address this, which is, I think, what a lot of you have done and continue to do. So, this again is one, uh, a different approach, essentially to heal. And we heal in layers, we heal in installments. And the entire healing journey is also very similar to like a recurring fixed deposit or a systematic investment plan that you make. Because the peculiarity of the human system is that we are homeostatic, which means we take a lot of time to shift. It's like, for example, our heartbeat is 72 times a minute. It stays that way. Even now, if you run a race or you have high fever, it will shoot up, but it'll again come down to 72. Your blood pressure is 120 by 80. You get stressed, it will shoot up, but it'll try to come back to 120 by 80. So this is the peculiarity about humans, homeostasis. So whichever state we are in, we tend to stay in that state for long periods of time. And which is why whenever we try to evolve or whenever we try to transform, it's almost like, you know, installments in small savings. Like you keep putting aside a little bit of money every month in a mutual fund or in a systemic investment plan. And suddenly, after a couple of years, it's become a very big amount. So that's exactly how healing works. It's never too much and it's never too little. So, whatever you do at whichever junction you do is exactly what you are meant to do at that point of time. Here, for a change, we're going to use projection, we're going to use metaphors. It's something that I normally don't teach in class, but it will be a very different approach. And that's why we call it hidden colors. Um, Anybody has any questions or gray areas or doubts that you'd like me to clarify that are there in your head? Or uh, are we okay?
I think just the title of the retreat is very intriguing. Just from the name, I don't really understand what we're going to do.
Right.
But I'm also keen on the surprise or the,
Oh,
yeah.
of course. That is the interesting part. No, because you see, the biggest enemy for human transformation is the human himself or herself. So life, in its effort to teach us, also ensures that we have fantastic defense mechanisms and coping mechanisms to deal with it. So when a retreat is planned, the facilitator has to try and aim to create a program that will bypass your defenses.
Mm.
Get it? Which is why I've called it hidden colors. And when you'll actually do this, you'll see how different it is. I don't think one of you would have done anything similar before.
Mm.
But that's exactly the whole logic of the story.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just in terms of logistics, it's a 2-day program on Saturday and Sunday. It's at the retreat at Palm. We're aiming to start at 9 o'clock. Now, Palm is a little distance. So please make sure. Does anybody have a problem reaching on time? Or is
Mhm.
9 okay? Yeah, because I won't start unless everybody's there. So I just want to make sure that we are all on a common platform to be able to start at 9. And I aim to finish by 6, both on Saturday and Sunday.
Mm.
Sometimes, just because of the fact that a debrief can take a little time, because I will also do individual debriefs. We, not that it happens, but if it does happen, we may overshoot 15, 20 minutes, half an hour max, nothing more than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and as is the structure, um, there's a lot of, how do I put it? So there's a little bit of theory that you'll understand. There's a lot of practical work that you'll do. And there's also a decent amount of closed eyes exercises. So all that's pitched into the 2-day program. We'll have 3 breaks. We'll start at 9. Our first break will be around 11. We'll break for lunch around 1:30, and we have another break at about 3:45, 4 o'clock. Also, we have to bear in mind that we're a group, we're a collective group here. And in a retreat, whenever a group gets together, it creates a certain group consciousness or a group dynamic. And group dynamics are very incisive. So group work often brings much sharper and bigger results than individual therapies. And that's because consciousness is very focused. So it's actually a very unique opportunity to probe and maybe bring to light things inside the system that are playing in the background of your life. That's why, as I said, I've called it hidden colors. There are a couple of first timers here, no, who have never done a retreat before. Yeah. Okay. So, what was your thought when you signed up for something like this? Well, I see for the rest of them who have been with me before, they know what to expect, as in they're familiar with me. But for people who are coming for the first time, I'm a little intrigued to understand what tickled your goat, because you've never experienced my work. So, what was the driving point? Just so that I can understand the perspective.
I think I
Knowledge
can
and
maybe
Yeah.
I can go first.
Yes.
I've actually not done any kind of therapy or healing up until this year.
Yes.
I went through a pretty fundamental, I don't want to call it a milestone, but we can talk about it when we meet. But I went through a
Yes.
pretty fundamental change in my life this year.
Okay.
Have a lot of healing and work to do to get through.
Okay. So there's been a trigger. An event has happened of some sort. Something has happened, and that's pushed you into self-discovery, self-exploration, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fine. Good. Thank you for that sharing. Anybody else?
yes, Ahmed here.
Yes, sir.
What I wanted to do it because your way of explaining things and the logic you bring into spirituality in general and hypnotherapy. Because I've met a few before you, but they were living like in La La Land, I felt, and I didn't understand anything. So your way of explanation makes me want to grab any chance to meet you. That's what I'm doing.
Jesus. That's a powerful line, sir. Thank you. And yeah, let's hope I will be able to deliver. Good luck. Good to see you as always. Okay.
Thank you. Let's see.
Yes. Yes. Any other
I
comments?
have,
Yeah.
hi, my name is Lynette. Yuvraj
Yes.
obviously knows me.
Yes.
I have done a few sessions with Dr. Yuvraj, but saying that, I think when I saw this retreat, I was quite excited because I've already experienced a certain part of the therapy with him, and I thought, why not? Quite excited, even though it's the first time. Um, but yeah, let's see how it goes.
Hmm. Okay. So we're seeing a decent mix of perspectives. There's excitement. There is new learning curves, and it's also knowledge in a different way. Okay. One thing, life is not right or wrong. Okay. Life is. So when you participate in a retreat like this, and whatever we find, because eventually this is a journey of self discovery. And the idea of this self discovery is not to berate yourself with what you discover. I want to make that very clear to all of you. Okay? Because when we are born, we are young, we grow up in situations. Sometimes those situations are hostile, sometimes they're supportive. We draw conclusions about life. And those conclusions are not right or wrong. They are our conclusions based on our experiences of life. Okay. And obviously, since we are all unconscious gods, the moment we draw conclusions, those conclusions will keep proving themselves over and over again. So naturally, when you go in for a healing session or you go in for a retreat and you start inner work, it will throw up um, programs, situations, events that are not pleasant. We have to understand this. And one has to never use a retreat or a therapy session to whack yourself with what you find. Not at all. Okay. So I want this to be very, very clear to everybody that life has its journey. You concluded a few things. There's a unique opportunity. If those conclusions did not work for you now, you've grown up, things have changed. It's time to let that back, but never ever use the findings of a therapy session or a class or a retreat to label yourself. Because remember, you are unique and you're God. So it's as simple as that. There's no labels to put there, irrespective of what you find. Because only if you come with this mental framework will you be able to get the best benefit by being transparent. Because otherwise, we are very worried and we are very scared of what people will look, think, say, share, evaluate. We're petrified of judgment. We're petrified of society. We're petrified of being labeled. So, and if that happens, then obviously your ability to take home the best possible benefit from the process gets severely hampered, which is why the bottom line disclaimer is that this is not an exercise in self judgment. This is an exercise of self discovery. And that discovery is not right or wrong. It just is. Okay. So, uh, bear this in mind. Sulaf, your hand had gone up. You wanted to say something?
Yes, Yuvraj. Yuvraj, I started a leadership program actually, and I'm halfway through. I just came from a retreat last week, so I completed 1 week. And I'm still also digesting and integrating from the last learning. Now, I'm not fearful of attending retreats and going to self-discovery and that. But what I experienced after that, the integration and the landing, like takes a toll on my body, on my emotions. Like it really takes a while. So any advice in terms of how to make it a smooth ride rather than, a tough takeoff?
All
Thank you.
right. So, um, the easiest tool that I normally personally use is breath work. Okay. Because our emotions and our breathing are very intricately connected. And it's very difficult to consciously control your emotions, but it's very easy to consciously control your breathing. So, the moment you feel an inner ripple happening, just change your breathing, breathe in through the nose and gently breathe out through the mouth as if you're blowing air into a balloon. It's foolproof till it becomes calm again. So, every time in that ocean, you have this wave coming up or you have a ripple coming up. Yeah, just change your breathing. 15 seconds, half a minute, 1 minute, 2 minutes, it will settle. You'll go back into equanimity. Because whenever there is an emotional upheaval, and that happens, no, exactly like you said, you've just come out from one retreat program, a leadership program, and things come up. And emotions are like waves. And whenever you are in the grip of an emotion, you cannot think clearly because clear mindedness and emotional equanimity cannot sleep in the same bed. So you have to calm it down. And the easiest way is either breath work or, of course, physically do something different. in that moment. Like my coping strategy is to start to drum with my fingers, and immediately the circuit breaks off.
Mm. That's
Either of
good.
these two is what I would do.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Sulaf. Good luck. Okay. Yes.
Uh,
Yes, please.
so I just have a quick question. Is there anything we
Yeah,
should
Lynette.
carry with us?
No. So, as I said, all the material that I require you all to use is something we will provide from Illuminations. So that's not an issue at all. You need to come yourself for sure. Do not send a proxy. And number two, be comfortably dressed. Don't be dressed that will make you restless because you're going to be, sitting on a chair for some time. You're going to be lying down on a yoga mat for some time. So just make sure that your body feels very easy. Rest of it is absolutely fine. And of course, everybody is addicted to the mobile, so everybody will have their phones. If you want to carry your chargers, feel free. That's about it. I have no other recommendation. That's all. Writing material, etc., we will provide to you. So that should be okay.
Yeah. Yuvraj, I kindly have another
Yes.
question because we
Yeah.
are a group, and as you said, it's like powerful in the sense like we learn from observing and witnessing others and holding the space. And the other thing is that we carry with us a lot of energies when we go back. Will also breathing only help, or is there anything else? I
No,
personally
in the
have a
I
problem.
will. So in any process, Sulaf, you always operate uh, within a matrix. A matrix is an energetic dimension in which a certain protocol happens. So before we start class, we open like the matrix is opened. I set it up, and we will close it before we leave. That is also clear. So that, and I will, all of you will be a part of that closure so that when you leave that venue on Saturday evening and Sunday evening, everything that you should not be carrying with you does not go out with you. Because though there is a collective, you know, union when we are working together, but when we get back, we disentangle fully and get back. Don't worry about that. But it's good you made that comment. But it's a standard protocol that I would follow either ways. No worries. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Any other question? Yeah. Also, so as I said, I will try and stick to time. And exactly for the reasons that Sulaf mentioned, try not to leave till we finish because I will close the matrix only when we finish. So as I said, I am committed to finishing at 6. Max to max, keep a half an hour buffer just in case. But like, don't keep any appointment at 6:05, 6:10 that makes you restless and that kind of stuff. So because I think maybe some of you may be staying in that area, some of you will probably come back home. So just make sure that your mental clock starts only after 6:30. Just keep that in your head. Yeah. So that it can be closed correctly when you leave from there. Okay. Yes. Any other questions, doubts, gray areas, or are we okay? All fine. Good. So this will be exciting. I will see you all. I of course, will be there earlier. But as I said, I will see you all officially at 9 o'clock on Saturday.
Great.
Yuvraj sir,
Thank you,
any
Yuvraj.
Thank
Yes, please.
you.
Yuvraj sir,
Yes,
any yoga mats or
we
pillow
will
or
bring that.
you all
Yeah.
we don't.
Illuminations will organize it. That's not your
And
headache.
any
Don't worry.
particular colors of uh,
No, this
clothing?
is, no, not to worry on that. Suit yourself. As I said, just be comfortable.
Yeah,
You should be able to be comfortable through the day.
yeah.
That's all. Everything else is absolutely okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Fantastic. So I will see you all and stay blessed, stay healthy, stay alive. And let's meet on Saturday. We have a date with Destiny.
Thank
Good luck.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Yuvraj.
Bye-bye.
Yuvraj,
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
sir.
okay.
Okay.
Bye.
See ya.
Hi, Annie.
Bye.
Excited to see you.
Excited to see you
After
too.